Hello my loves, how are you doing today? I hope that you're good, that you, your family and your loved ones are healthy, happy and safe. So I'm coming back to you today with another pick a card reading, and in this reading it's going to be all about your home, your house, also physically when you're gonna be married. So we're gonna look into the physical characteristics or how your home is going to be like, but also we would like to see what is the environment, how is the environment going to be inside your house and in your home in general. So for that, I'm gonna be asking you to choose between those three keys. So the first key is the round one. The second one is that little key with the plastic on the top. And then the third one is that with the square top. Okay, so here are your options. Please feel free to choose one, two, or all the options. It depends on what you feel most drawn into watching. And then yeah, of course, if you would need more time, you can just pause the video and meditate on the options and then make your choice. And for that, I'm gonna start right away with option number one and see you there. Hello my dear, option number one. So if you have chosen the first option or the round key, welcome guys to your reading. So the letters G and B could be significant for you. It could be the case that they are your initials or the initials of your future spouse. But what I can tell you right away is that you're not going to be in the same house like throughout your marriage. It could be at least that you're gonna change once or twice. So at first you might be renting, as an example, an apartment, and afterwards you might decide, you and your future spouse, to actually get your home and buy your own home, and then you're gonna move, or there is some kind of a movement that is gonna happen. And secondly, what I've heard as well is that maybe at first you might be living in a smaller apartment, and then when you're gonna decide, of course, if it is something that you would want to do, when you're gonna decide, as an example, to have kids and to add another member into the family, maybe you're gonna think about changing your home so that it for a bigger one, or but most importantly, there is going to be a change. And I see even for some of you, Great Britain might be important. So you might be English, or your future spouse might be from England, or you might travel to England. You or your future spouse might get an opportunity to work there for a little while or for a period of time. So Great Britain, I feel like it's going to be significant for you, my dears. And what I've heard as well is that there might be a change, not just in the physical home, but also in where you are living. As an example, change at least the city, or even for some of you, changing the moving from one state to the other, to another country, or even going overseas to a whole different environment. So maybe for some of you, your future spouse or yourself, really depends, you might be in the military, or one of you, when it comes to their work, you might have to stay in a place for a short period of time and then move into another place. So this is it's going to be a high possibility, at least that there will be a change at least once. So let's get some first cards. So how about your physical home right now? We would like to know about your physical home. The Emperor and the Devil in reverse. So for this Devil, and for those cards in this particular deck, normally I always read them on the upper side, but those two almost came out together, so I'm just wanted to keep it that way. So the Devil is the energy of being stuck in a certain place, and I see it in reverse, which means that yes, it is like for the masculine. It doesn't matter if it is you or your future spouse, but I see the man or the masculine, it doesn't matter the gender, in this relationship are going to be called to change their place of residence at least once or twice. And again, the energy of the Devil is something that is sturdy, something that is keeping you stuck in a certain place, but it's not going to be the case for you. So change is in the wind for sure for you, but I see with this almost protection shield that, in this card, that your home is going to be very secure. Your home is going to be very I'm hearing protected is for some reason. So you might have, as an example, your actual home and then some gates, or there is something that actually surrounds your house. Or as an example, if you're going to be living in a residential area, there is going to be security at the entrance, or maybe a gate for people, actually your family or your friends, to actually go and enter your house. So it's not going to be just a physical house or apartment, but there is going to be almost a gate in front, and then there is your actual house. So let's get some more cards. So the house that I'm looking into right now is the one that you're going to be in for the longest time. So I'm not going to be seen as an example for if you're gonna be married and then staying in one house for 1 or 2 years, and then when you're gonna decide to move in into your actual family house, you're gonna change from that first house to the second. I'm gonna look into the second one, so the one that you're going to be in for the longest time of your life with your future spouse. So let's get some cards. So the physical, your physical house. So there is a high possibility, I'm getting it again, that your future spouse might be in the military, or they might have something to do with the military. It doesn't matter if they're going to be like actively protecting the borders or anything of the sort. They might be, just as an example, there might be an accountant, or they might be a doctor, they might be a nurse, someone that works in the military, but it doesn't have to be like someone that is in a typical profession in the military, okay? Okay, so it says in here, animals, companionship. So it might be even a ranch, because the first animal that caught my attention is this horse. So you might have horses, or you might include lots of animal babies into your family. You might have a cat, you might have a dog, or even I'm seeing a rabbit. So, and for some of you, I'm seeing also Australia. So if you are from Australia, or if you think you are thinking about going to Australia, drop a comment down below. And yeah, so with this animals in companionship, I see definitely that there is going to be a garden, because I feel like in this card in here, those animals have enough space to actually run, enjoy the daylight. I don't see anything that is closed, so I don't see lots of closed spaces, but mostly I see lots of greenery and I'm giving you an example. Even if you're not going to be having a garden for your own, there might be, as an example, a park that is right across the street, or something that is really in the vicinity of where you're gonna be living. So greenery is gonna surround you. It's going to be very beautiful outside. And also I see that this greenery that is outside is taken care of. It's not something that is arbitrary, or something that grows randomly, as in just like grass everywhere. I see like flowers, I see trees, I see like there was lots of thought into making this beautiful scenery that is around you actually be the way that it is. So you might, as an example, have a gardener, or your future spouse might be interested in gardening, or yourself, you might be interested in taking care of the garden. But your garden really is going to be very beautiful. Let's get some more cards. So I wanted to look into your actual home, like inside. How is it going to be? How is your home going to be? The vagabond, yes. It says in here, a voyage, adventure, movement. there is going to be a movement. This is very clear from the beginning, but what I see in here is with this vagabond is that inside your home you might collect maybe different things that you're gonna buy, or maybe souvenirs that you're gonna get from around the world. So maybe in the first couple of years you might travel a lot with your future spouse and visit lots of cultures, lots of countries, and collect lots of beautiful things from around the world. And you're gonna have maybe a little place where you're gonna put your souvenirs, or when people are gonna enter your house, they're gonna see maybe pieces of arts, or some kind of objects that are very clearly come from all sides of the world. So there is something that is quite international when it comes to the way that you're gonna decorate your inside your house. And also artwork is going to be very, very significant, and you're gonna take care of it like it's one of the priorities when you're gonna look at something, and it's going to be taking you back to a beautiful memory that you have had with your spouse. It's something really that you cherish. So you're gonna have maybe a beautiful place where you're gonna put all your souvenirs, or there is lots of care that is gonna be putting into that. So the second part, obscuring the lights. So I got this message earlier, but I wanted to get some maybe confirmation. But what I see in here is that you're gonna enjoy like total privacy in your house. So there is not going to be, as an example, a window that is going to be right in front of your neighbor's window, or if you are gonna just randomly talk with your future spouse, then the neighbor is gonna hear all the conversation. Your house is going to be very private. You're gonna have a deep sense of privacy in your home. And also, if this is just an example, if you decide maybe to take off your clothes, you're not going to be maybe thinking about oh my god, someone is gonna see me naked, or something of the sort. So there's going to be a distance between you and also the neighbors. So yeah, it doesn't matter if you're even going to be putting on the curtains, you're gonna like still feel this deep sense of privacy. And also the lighting inside your house is going to be very not harsh. This is really what I see. You might you might as well have maybe 2 different settings of lighting inside your house. Maybe you can put the light a little bit down, or make it too bright, or too obscure. It's really all that, like it depends on your mood. And also it depends, there is I'm seeing like romantic lighting. So you might, as an example, in some tables put some even artificial candles, so that you can light, or maybe that you can put on. And yeah, lighting is going to be very beautiful. And also you can I feel like you can change it so that it can get a bit obscure or bright. Okay, so one more card about your house, your physical house. One card. Your house is going to be everything for you, because you feel like when you go back to that place, it's not only the physical home, but it's something that is very, very dear into your heart. And as I have told you earlier, you have put in lots of effort, and you can see like this home right in the top of your head, like lots of mental effort, so that it could be beautiful, well organized and well decorated. So I see lots of beauty inside your house, but it's something, not a beauty that is for anybody, a beauty that you enjoy on a daily basis. So definitely this is going to be your safe haven, and also lots of protection, as I have told you. And you can see this gate lots of protection, and also greenery. This, it could as well look something like that, as in maybe a little house that is surrounded by a gate, and there is lots of greenery, lots of trees, and beautiful garden around. And also you might have a little place in your garden when you're gonna where you're gonna plant some fruits. And it is really going to be, and it says in here palace, and we are talking about a house which is it's going to be a gorgeous house for sure. So right now let's look into your home environment. How is your home environment going to be like? Okay, let's get some cards. First of all, I wanted to get some tarot cards. Let's get 3 cards. Cards. How is your home environment going to be like? Yeah, protection. And in here with this yeah, you're gonna feel safe, you're gonna feel protected. And also in here it's like the ending of the battle, which means that it's everything that you have wished for, but you both you and your future spouse, you have worked so hard so that you can get this house. So definitely it's something that you're gonna enjoy, but something that you're gonna work hard for it. And even after you're gonna get your physical house, you're also gonna spend lots of time and energy into decorating it, into making it just as you have always imagined your house to be. So let's get 2 more cards. So you might have already, or maybe you might have always had a vision of how your house should be, or maybe how you're gonna decorate it, and it's going to be the time for you to actually apply everything that you have learned. Maybe you have a specific interest into arts, or maybe decors, or maybe the way that you organize things, and you might have a very light and artistic touch when it comes to the way that you actually position the furniture, like and everything that surrounds it. So yeah, I see that you are the one that is mostly going to be in charge of maybe decorating or calling the shots when it comes to how the inside of the house is going to be, especially because with this high priestess there is this white and black. So you are the one that actually sees where things should be put, so that they could be beautiful, they could be matching everything that is around. So the world, beautiful, beautiful. Again, your safe haven, the world. Just so you know, it gave me again the indication, yeah, you're the one calling the shots for sure. If you are an air sign, it's an additional confirmation, but with this world it gave me again the indication that maybe you're gonna move at least once. So there might be a first phase and then a second one. And with those animals and that are surrounding you, I see that you might invite people that are from different places of the world, people that are from different cultures, from different backgrounds. Your home is going to be almost like when you're gonna, as an example, celebrate something, like people are always want to be inside your home, because you feel so good when you are inside your house. It's so I'm hearing also inspiring. So you might as an example be creative in your home, or in your work, or your work actually requires like lots of creativity, and your house is going to be the place of inspiration for you. But I see lots of people that are going to be invited inside your house. And let's get 1 more card. Adaptability. Yeah, with this number 2 again, you might need to adapt to a whole new setting. So maybe this house is going to be somewhere new, somewhere that you have never been in, maybe a new country, and you're gonna adapt into the new circumstances, the new environment. Yeah, friendship. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, and look at this doggy in here. You're gonna live lots of happy, happy times inside your house for sure. And also, you're gonna be eager into inviting other people inside your house so that you can share your ideas and just talk and enjoy. You could have as well maybe a place where you sit in the garden, and it might be very beautiful, especially when the weather is going to be nice. So you might invite people for a barbecue, or there are going to be lots of talking and discussions inside your house, and also people coming and going. So let's get one last card. How do you look at that? First of all, those two champagne glasses or wine glasses are all about discussions, intimate discussions. So you're gonna enjoy lots and lots of happy times, happy encounters, and also it's going to be so easy for you to actually create this romantic and beautiful environment, so that you can have, as an example, just a very ordinary dinner, but there is going to be a beautiful touch into everything that you do inside the house. So I'm gonna give you an example, and I see it's mostly you the watcher. You you have always this touch to make everything feels like home. This is really what I feel. And as an example, you could have your breakfast, but you're gonna add, as an example, a candle or maybe a bouquet of flower or something that is going to be changing the whole setting. It's a very light and simple touch, but it means so much. And it says in here, I'm gonna read you what it says. It says, how do you like to like when it comes to your free time, what do you like to do in your free time? And I see that there's going to be lots of, as an example, fun activities that you're gonna do inside your home, or it really doesn't matter if I'm gonna just put the background music back, and taking some time and just stay in your home, it's going to be enough for you. You won't be even you won't be called to go out that much, because you're gonna feel in your own environment inside your home. So people might see you or maybe perceive you as a homey person or someone that likes to be inside their home, but your home is beautiful, so why not? So lastly, I wanted to give you one last card for you, my dears, and it is a general message for you. And I just wanted to let you know that there are going to be lots of pick a card readings that I'm gonna share on the channel. So if you would want to get notified when the next one is going to be shared, you can just subscribe and hit the notification button. One last card for my dear option number 1. 2 cards, we're gonna take them both. Stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself very focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. So you are a very intuitive person, and we have seen that already with the High Priestess. So give your intuition a chance and believe that what you feel, it actually comes from a place of truth. So believe in what you feel, okay? The nature's signs. Be perceptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. So you might receive lots of synchronicities or signs from the universe, and they are always like your angels and guides are always communicating with you in some way or form. So take that into account. Nature talks to us continuously. We need only to open our hearts and minds. So that was your reading, my dears. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comment section down below. I'm sending you lots of love, and I will connect with you next time. Bye. Hello, my dear option number 2. So if you have chosen the second option, or this key with the plastic on the top, welcome guys to your reading. So first of all, with this shape of this key, I wanted to let you know that you're gonna actually buy your own house, and also there are here some numbers 5 and 6. So number 5 and 6 could be significant for you in your relationship with your future spouse. And I wanted to let you know, as the decision of buying a house is going to be very secure. It's going to be something that you're gonna put lots of thought into it. You might have, as an example, some money aside before actually going and getting a loan, or maybe even getting your house being able to buy or maybe to pay for your house or for your payment in a very short time. So you're gonna have actually your house without any loans, without anything, pretty soon, I'm hearing. So it is going to be possible for you. And also it is also a possibility, I'm just gonna let you know, like for some of you that are watching, that either you or your future spouse, you might already have your houses, and you might join your funds together so that you can get a bigger house or something that is in a better environment or a better place. And yeah, but I see that your house is going to be yours pretty soon, when you're going to be married with your future spouse. So let's get one card so that we can get some indications about your actual physical home. How is this going to be? Justice. And justice for me is something that is neutral, something that is almost like there is some clarity. So maybe it's going to be painted all in white, and the colors are going to be very subtle. It's nothing harsh that is going to be blinding your eyesight. It's very modern, very subtle. And also when it comes to the furniture, it's going to be very trendy but not flashy. So it doesn't matter like what would be the trend when you're gonna decide to actually buy your furniture and invest in furniture. But I see that you're gonna go for colors that are more subtle, for colors that are more homey and cozy and almost neutral, than for colors that are more bright. Or so you might have just one or two items, as an example, in especially I'm seeing right now the living room, one or two items that are very bright. It could be in yellow, it could be in have some golden patterns, but other than that, like your whole house is going to be in a very I'm seeing white, very white, and very clear and no clutter. I don't see that you're gonna stuff, as an example, the counters or maybe the shelves with lots of decoration, but it could be that for the whole shelf there is going to be just one very beautiful vase or something of the sort, and that's about it. So not lots of items going all around, like in putting this and that, just to you don't like clutter. And everything that you're gonna invest in, it's going to be very valuable, of the highest of the qualities. And instead of buying maybe 10 things, you're gonna buy just one, and it's going to be absolutely stunning and beautiful, and everyone is gonna compliment it, everyone, and especially you. When you're gonna see it, it's just a beauty. Okay, so you're not gonna buy a lot, you are not you will not shop a lot, but when you shop for things that are worth having, things that look beautiful, that feel beautiful, and this is what you are gonna go for you and your future spouse. So let's get some more cards. Let's give it a shuffle. Your physical house, please. How is it going to be? Oh, too many. Just one, please. The physical house. Your physical house, please. Your physical house. One card, please. Okay, here it is. And solidity, inner core. So there might be lots of structures or patterns that are structured, as in triangles and squares. But what I see mostly is that it is going to be very clear. So this is a very strong message, especially with this solidity in inner core. Very clear, very sturdy. And I'm gonna give you as well, when it comes to your bedroom, your bed is going to be very solid and sturdy, and you might invest in a very large bed. And your bedroom also, I'm seeing it very beautiful, very beautiful. And I'm seeing especially a carpet. Maybe this carpet is going to be even exported from another place, or maybe imported from another country, or maybe another place, or you might order it. It might not be actually possible for you to get it directly from a store. There is one specific carpet that is going to be very like stunning, because I don't know if you can see it in this card. There is a globe in here and two people from whole different ethnicities. So you might invest in something that is very special, and that is coming almost from the other side of the world. And with this solidity, again, this is just a confirmation that everything that you're going to be investing in, like your furniture and your decoration, for you is an investment. You think it, and you think it again before actually buying something, because you would want it to actually be beautiful, and also be not break in the first day or the second day, something that is also solid and it's going to be there for the long run. And also with this number 18, I see any decision that you're gonna make, it's for the long run. Again, 18 is like almost the infinity side when you flip it around. So yeah, you might also because with all those doves that are flying in this card, it might be the case that at a certain point in time you might change the fabric, as an example, in the sofa in the living room, but the sofa is gonna stay the same, the core is gonna stay the same, but you're gonna change, as an example, like the fabric, or you're gonna change what's surrounding it, but the core of the house, I see it's going to be there for almost like decades. Okay, and it's not something bad, it's something that is very good, and you're going to be always proud of yourself for making this decision to invest in the right things. So let's get some more cards about your physical home. So I'm seeing as well that when it comes to your dinner table, you might have a very big one, like a big dinner table with big chairs. I'm seeing that like the dinner table is going to be at least for 6 or 8 people, and the chairs are going to be very big. So you might have a space like for your meals, or maybe for your family gatherings. So there is going to be a very specific space for putting, like, or maybe for dinner, or maybe for the dinner table with like some furniture around. So I see that it's going to be a key part of the house. And also for the kitchen, I don't see anything on the counters. I see counters as clear, very airy, and very having a clean look. So it could be a marble that is very subtle, not anything flashy, but it's going to be giving this feeling of cleanliness and feeling of neutrality. So if it is a marble, it might be a very light color. It could be white with some very subtle black patterns or gray patterns, or any other color, but I don't see anything that is like too contrasting. Prosperity, look at that. Richness, happy fortune, success, expression of gratitude by helping others, and also material goods. So absolutely. So this, let me just give you what I'm seeing, because this woman in here, she's Asian, and this woman in here, she's African, or maybe having African features. And with those two cards in here, I see that you might import this very special decoration or carpet from Asia. It could be from I'm hearing India, or it could be from some parts of Asia. And there's going to be a special decoration or a special item, and I have seen that very, very clearly. And with this number 14, I see that it's going to be the center of the house, like the most expensive, most beautiful, gorgeous piece in the whole house. So yeah. And what I have heard as well when it comes to this card of prosperity is you being in this house, or maybe this house that you're gonna have, that is very much you're gonna receive lots of blessings afterwards, because you're gonna be in a whole different vibe. It's like you're gonna be surrounded with richness, not really in terms of money, but in terms of it doesn't matter. I'm gonna give you an example, because I bought a gorgeous leather bag with a very, very good price, but it looks so expensive. This is really what I would like to convey to you. It doesn't matter if you're gonna spend a lot, but like the things that you're gonna have in the house are gonna look expensive. But I see that you are very, very smart into taking things with a very good price, and you're gonna also feel inside your house this feeling of richness and this feeling of abundance that is going to be pouring towards you even more financial abundance in the future. So this is a very lucky home, a very beautiful home that you're gonna have, and that is going to be opening your minds into new possibilities. You might even get inspired to start a new business, and it's going to be only the beginning. So I see that the strategy that you are going with when it comes to your house, it's very, very fruitful, and it's going to be permitting you to have even more in the future. So very nice. Yeah, it is a very good thing that you're gonna do when it comes to how to go about your house, because I see that since the beginning, I see that you are financially a very, very smart and resourceful person, because we know already, and we got that message, that very soon you're gonna be able to pay your debt, and also to actually have this house as your own with your future spouse. So finances are going to be a very good are going to be very good in general, but they are going to be permitting you as well to enjoy lots of beautiful things in your life. Union, it says in here, convergence, unification, and combination of forces, superiority of the whole as compared to the parts. This is exactly what symbolizes everything that we have said already, which means that you value one thing that has like lots of meaning to you, then a million things that are cluttered all around the house, and that are only going to be ugly, making everything ugly. Like, this is really what you feel. putting lots of things around does nothing to actually level up the space or to make things more beautiful. At the contrary, like less is more in a way for you. So, and in here it says conversions, which means that your house might have a theme, or you might have maybe a set of colors that you are choosing from, and people are not gonna feel like your house is all over the place, or yourself. Like as an example, someone that has never been in your house and they might enter for the first time, they might see like very clearly that there is almost a palette that you're gonna choose from, and you're gonna pick your colors depending on this palette, so that everything could be harmonized and unified, like totally the furniture and also all the pieces, or maybe all the rooms in your house. And this might change also with this 4 and 5. This might change, but as an example, if you're gonna change the palette, and you're gonna look for colors that are gonna suit the pre-existing palette, and then add maybe a new color or maybe add a new item. But you always gonna take into account not only this thing that you want to buy, but everything that is around, and if it's gonna go well with the pre-existing furniture and detailing that is already in the house. So let's get one more card when it comes to the physical home. One more card. So it says in here sleeper, but you're gonna feel first of all at peace inside your house, but we're gonna look into that from with more details in the next part of the reading, in the second part. But what I see mostly is that there's going to be something with water inside your house. It could be an aquarium, it could be even a fountain, or a little decoration with some water, maybe a little water fountain. And also there's going to be lots of glass. So let me just give you an example. Maybe the area of the dining area is going to be separated from the living room, maybe by some large windows with glasses, or there is something that is related to glass when it comes to your house. But also I'm feeling glossy feeling, like a glossy detailing. As an example, I'm seeing the kitchen counters. If it is marble, there's going to be having this very glossy effect to them that is going to be very beautiful. But what can I tell you, because you see in those two hands they are illuminated in here, and with this crystal ball just in the center of this woman's heart, I see that it's something that you are gonna do yourself with your own hands and with your own like it's what you have been dreaming about and aspiring to have. You're not gonna hire maybe someone that is going to be doing the decor for you, or someone that is going to be helping you to get some ideas. You're gonna do this for you, like with your own ideas, like you and your spouse. Okay, so that was the actual physical home. Let's look into the actual, let's look into the environment inside your home. How is it going to be? Let's get first of all 3 tarot cards, and then we're gonna complement with some oracle cards afterwards. So your physical home, how are you gonna feel? How about your home environment? How are you gonna feel? How is it going to be? Your home environment. Oh, lots of love, lots of love, lots of love. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, it's something that you're gonna do yourself. You are very talented. I mean, if you have never thought maybe of being a home designer or an interior designer, maybe think about it. Like, you have lots of talents, and especially when it comes to organizing things and making things look very fancy and beautiful, but not spend a lot. And you can see this dove, like, look at this cup is overflowing with emotions and with beauty, because cups are all about beauty as well. And but this little coin that is invested actually in them, so you are very, very smart into investing in the right things, and things that actually look like they are expensive, but actually they might not even be that expensive. Okay, so your house, your home. So with this Magician, because we are right now talking about your home environment and how things are going to be in your home, I'm having this very strong message again, that you might start your own business when you're going to be inside your home, and when you're going to start, as an example, be comfortable and be like, I'm hearing in the first year. At least in the first year, you might have already had an idea and started to plan on how about to start your own business. Or your business, if you have a business like already, it might really, really take off when you're gonna be, yeah, when you're gonna be in, like, investing in this house and actually being in that house. And with the Knight of Cups, there are going to be lots of romantic dinners, and also dinners that are involved around love in general. So you might be celebrating birthdays, celebrating as an example, even it all, like, it doesn't matter where you are from, like when it comes to celebrations, there is going to be lots of thought put into those celebrations. You might as an example get some special pastries and special decorations that will go with that specific celebration that you're going to be having inside your house. But lots of festivities, and that are going to be about love. So yeah, lots of thought put into making every celebration actually be special. At the bottom of the deck we have the Two of Swords. And with this Two of Swords, I see that you're going to be in the right place, as an example, to have some quiet time. You might have your own office where nobody actually is going to be bothering you. Even if you're going to have kids, or if you're going to have pets, you're going to have a very like private place inside your house where you can concentrate, where you can just work. And you're going to really, really enjoy that, possibly because you might not have had in the past maybe an actual office, but it is going to be the case for you. It's going to be possible for you afterwards, because you see she's almost like sitting on a desk. And yeah, and with this, all this water, right, in this card, there's going to be lots of inspiration again. I saw that also for the first option, but we always get the most inspired when we are in places where we feel comfortable, and when we feel like beauty surrounding us. So that's why anything that can actually beautify your space, it's not only about like the actual aesthetic of it, but it's also what it does inside of us. It really is brings the best out of like what we can do in terms of ideas, in terms of how creative we can get. So that's why, like, for me, like, each week I need to at least buy a bouquet. I cannot survive without a bouquet, like surrounding me on my desk, and also in a very visible space in my home. So let's get some more cards. So your home environment. Isolation, yeah. You might feel like especially with those two cards, you might your house might be, as an example, big, or you might have like the first floor or even the second floor. And with this isolation, maybe especially when you're gonna have kids, maybe your kids are going to be in another floor, and you and your spouse are going to be in the like the second one, and them in the first one. So there might be maybe a separation. And yeah, so something is going to be separating you and your kids. So as an example, as I have told you and giving you this analogy. And let me see what I can get as well from this card. But even I'm seeing, especially with this dormant and water, I'm seeing even if you're gonna have, as an example, 5 kids, you're not gonna feel the burden, or maybe you're not gonna feel that your house is too noisy, or maybe there's lots of noise. I don't see lots of noise inside your house. Your kids might be quite peaceful, even at their younger age, and there's going to be lots of peace inside, and not lots of like things going around and people screaming. I don't see lots of talking and screaming, and that I don't see that at all when it comes to your house. So let's get one more card. Yeah, talking, I just talked about that. So you might as well invite some friends inside your house, and you might, as an example, play like something specific. As an example, like have like play cards from like once a month or something. So it's almost like a ritual that you're gonna have, or something that you're gonna do all the time. Like from time to time, you just go to one of your friends' place, or those friends are gonna come in your house, and you're gonna enjoy maybe talking with each other. But I see it's only you, so you might enjoy very much like having private time. It's not going to be something very, very difficult for you, and it's absolutely beautiful. So you might talk with your friends in total privacy. And I see that especially when it comes to how big your house is, it might be quite like on the bigger side. So there might be like some places where you enjoy total privacy, even if there are lots of people around you or lots of people in your family. Let's get one more card. This is so funny. It says in here, at which moment nobody should bother you. Yeah, you are gonna like, it doesn't matter if you're gonna have kids, if there are going to be people around. There are some moments where you feel like it is very essential for you to just seclude yourself and have some peace of mind, and you're gonna be able to do that inside your house. This is a beautiful confirmation of that. So let's get this card in here. Let's keep it here. And lastly, I wanted to give you one last card so that we can get maybe a message that you might want to hear right now. Is there anything that you might want to hear? And I wanted to let you know, my dears, as well, that I'm gonna be sharing many videos in the future, many pick a cards. So if you're interested in watching the next pick a cards, you can just subscribe and hit the notification button. So if there is anything new, you are gonna know it. So let's get one card for you, my dears. One card. I wanted to get this one. Okay. Hope is always there, even if we can't see it. Optimistic expectation can help us change negative situation into a positive one. So my dear, hope is our ultimate weapon against any kind of worry, against any kind of negativity that is surrounding us. So charge yourself with hope and with good faith in your angels, in your guides, in what life can actually bring you, and things might change in a blink of an eye. And if you can do that like each morning. Yeah, sorry about that, dears. I don't know why the camera actually cuts 30 minutes, like every 30 minutes it cuts automatically. I have no idea why. And I'm not really knowledgeable when it comes to cameras, so I'm just going to be doing my best. And thankfully it got right at the end. So what I wanted to tell you, like one last message, is that to make sure, because we have seen that in many of the cars, it is very essential for you to have some alone time, a time of peace of mind. So have maybe a minute, 2 minutes, or even 5 minutes each morning where you guys can center yourself and just listen to the way that you feel and the way that you are in your own environment. And you might already like charge your day in a very positive way, especially if you're gonna do it in the morning. So that was it, my dears. That was your reading. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comment section down below how it resonated with you and how you felt about all the messages. I'm sending you lots of love, and I will connect with you next time. Bye. Hello, my dear option number 3. So if you have chosen this square key, welcome guys to your reading. And first of all, I wanted to give you some messages in regards to this key shape and what I feel about it. So first of all, I wanted to let you know that your house is going to be independent of the other houses. So it's going to be your own house, and then there is going to be some space between you and other houses. I don't see that you're going to be living in an apartment, especially and right now I just wanted to emphasize on the fact that I'm reading for your actual physical home that you're going to be for the longest part when it comes to your marriage. So your actual home, like family house. So and the letters C, I, S and A could be significant for you, for your future spouse, and they could be like your initials or that of the person that you're gonna marry. And also the number 3. Number 3 is going to be significant. So you might have, as an example, 3 kids, or you might move into a new house, or this house that we are in gonna get some details about after 3 years of your marriage. But there is something that is very significant and related to the number 3. You might be born in the month of March, as an example, or your spouse might be born in that month. And yeah, and with this square, I see that if you're gonna decide, as an example, to live together for a short period of time, or it really depends on each and every one of you, and then afterwards you're gonna decide to get married, I see that this change, or maybe this shift in your like relationship status, is gonna come also with a change of residence, or maybe a change of your home. So as an example, when you're gonna be deciding to get married, you might get a new house, or maybe you might get you might change where you are living. So one card that is going to be giving us some indications about your actual physical house, like your home. But yeah, like for some of you, this message, I wanted to give that message first of all. For some of you, maybe you are waiting for marriage, maybe you will not live or be with your future spouse, like physically, or when it comes to the intimacy, or even being living together, it is going to happen after marriage. And also this number 5, which is all about change, there is going to be a change in the way that you're living, in the place that you're living after marriage, because the Hierophant is all about like tradition and things settling down. So after marriage, there's going to be also some physical and material changes in your life. And let me see what I can I see that your house is going to be, because those two disciples of this Pope, they look the same, they have the same one, they almost look symmetrical. What I see is that the decision of maybe getting into that house, or buying this house, or renting this house, it really doesn't matter. it's going to be your decision and also your future spouse's decision. So it is a joint decision that you're gonna make. But there is something that is very sturdy, and we have seen that already with the square shape of the key that you have chosen for your option, but something that is sturdy, something that is as an example, you're gonna already feel like I can be in that house maybe for the rest of my life. So it is going to be a very important decision that you're gonna make, and also a very important investment. So let's get some additional cards about your actual physical home. So I'm seeing lots of earthy colors. It could be beige, brown, light blue, or maybe even very calm colors. And you see in here attraction, magnetism. Your bedroom is going to be one of the biggest rooms in the house. So your bedroom is going to be very big, and also there might be certain things in your bedroom. As an example, maybe a very big TV, because with this attraction I'm hearing also like entertainment. So like a big like a TV screen, or something that you're gonna enjoy maybe utilizing or maybe using. There might be like your own private bathroom, but like it might be also big, with a big bath. So your bedroom is pretty much highlighted when it comes to your house, but your bath also might be quite large and big. Yeah, and you can see like with this planet in here, I see that you're gonna conceive, especially in this room, at least one child. And like you might have one child when you're gonna be together, at least one. But also intimacy, I see that very clearly. Like intimacy is going to be very, very important in your marriage, and you're gonna make sure that the environment in where you are, like, and where you spend like your intimate time is going to be beautiful. It's going to be spacious, and there are going to be lots of things like inside your bedroom. I'm seeing, especially when it comes to your bedroom. As an example, you might enjoy playing games inside your bedroom, or especially after the kids are going to be there, you might spend most of the time in your bedroom, not really that much in the living room or in other places in your house. So let's get some more cards. How about your physical home? So the number 37 could be important. You might be 37, or your future spouse might be 37 when you're going to be married. Diminution, reduction, contraction, and sacrifice. So what I see in here is that there might be some rooms that are very big and some rooms that are not very big, and there is going to be a big compromise that is going to be made, which are the rooms that are the most important, and then this is the house that you're gonna pick. And I see that you are going to be very much highlighting what are the places or the things that I'm gonna use the most. As an example, if you're gonna see that maybe there is a house with a very, very big dinner space, and you don't really invite that many people, so it's going to be just a waste of money for you. You're gonna make the right decision. It's not about having the biggest house possible, but having the house where like the things that you use, or maybe the rooms that are the most important, are big and spacious, and the other ones, they are not really that important anyways. So, and with this diminution, I see that if you're gonna have a loan, if you're gonna have maybe like help from friends or family, this is going to be a priority so that you can diminish or maybe pay this debt as soon as possible, so that you can actually have this home like for you 100%. And also I see that you might start small and things are going to be growing little by little. As an example, you might at first decorate or maybe furnish just 2 rooms, or maybe just your bedroom and the living room, and like the other rooms, you're gonna furnish them little by little. You're not going to be getting everything all at once. But also when it comes to decorating, when it comes to making some changes inside the house, it's not going to be all at once. It is going to be changing, but with time, little by little, until you're gonna reach maybe this house that you would want to be, how you would want it to be at the end. So it's not gonna start from the beginning. This is what I want, but things are gonna change. So one more card, almost forgot. Let me get one more card from here. Look at that. It says in here reduction, and it says in here enhancement. So from little you're gonna build a lot. So this is really what I see. It says sharing, awards, fulfillment, abundance, encouragement, fertile soil, and also expansion. So definitely there are going to be, and then you can see in here 41, 42, there's going to be a beautiful progression towards the vision of the like perfect home that you would want to have. But you are a very patient person, and all that matters for you is actually to implement changes little by little, because I see that you might at a certain point in time feel a little bit overwhelmed because there are so many things that needs to be done. But you're gonna make the decision, you and your future spouse, to actually take your time. Like there is no rush. You're gonna take your time and you're gonna change the things that you would want to change, but not all at once. Okay, so let me give you one more card when it comes to your physical home. Your physical home, please. Precipice. And with this precipice, especially with this 2 in 0, there's going to be lots of choices of renewal. As an example, you the paint might change, like you might change it like many times throughout, like after, as an example, 5 or 10, between 5 and 10 years, you might change like the paint. You might change, as an example, if there is how do we call it? Oh my goodness, I can't believe that I forgot this word. The wall. Oh my goodness. If there is a wall that you feel like it's almost not supposed to be there, maybe you're gonna take it off. So there are lots of changes, but again, the decision is going to be from both sides. You're gonna just talk about it, and one of you is gonna inspire the other of maybe a beautiful idea, and you're gonna feel like, yes, this is what I want to do, and then you're gonna implement the changes. But it doesn't matter if the changes are gonna be big or small. You're not gonna feel like you are taking everything on your shoulders, and your future spouse is not gonna feel that either, because I see that you're gonna be very much present, you and your spouse, when it comes to any kind of changes that you are going to be implementing. So let me see if there are any kind of additional messages. With those flowers, I see that there's going to be maybe it's going to be possible that you might have like flowers all the time inside your house, or you might always buy flowers, or something that relates to flowers. You might be like me, like I love having flowers inside my house. So I see that it is possible for you to actually have maybe plants, flowers, or some kind of greenery inside your house. Let me see if I can get something else. And also with these awards, I see that if, as an example, one of your kids is gonna have certain awards, or you have awards, your future spouse might have some awards, maybe there's going to be a specific shelf where you're gonna display maybe certain things that are that you feel proud of, or that your future spouse or your kid might, your child might be proud of. And also what I see, because this little baby caught my attention, when it comes to your child's maybe early paintings or early piece of arts, you might maybe put them on the fridge or put them in places where you can see them, and they're going to be very beautiful. So your child might be quite gifted artistically. They might paint beautiful paintings even in their early stages, like in their early childhood, and it's going to be astonishing for you, like, how is my child, he's only like this age and he can actually paint this beautiful painting. And you're gonna feel very proud when it comes to that. You're gonna display it in a very visible place. And yeah, this is what I see when it comes to your physical home. And now let's get into your home life. How is your home life going to be? Let's get 3 tarot cards first, and then we're gonna complement with some oracles. So 3 cards. Three cards, please. How is your home environment going to be? How is your home environment going to... Okay, here we are. 3 cards. Oh. Okay. Nice. So, yeah. At the bottom of the deck we have... Oh, beautiful. Now, this is beautiful. You're gonna feel so fulfilled inside your house, and your home is going to be the place where lots of memories are gonna made, lots of beautiful and positive memories, lots of laughter, lots of talking, lots of sharing. So family can visit you like all the time, and you might visit them as well. And also your kids might have some friends over, and yeah, lots of laughter, lots of fun, happy times inside your house. There is going to be a progression towards a better maybe environment in your house, but it's going to be little by little. But you're gonna go there because you know, like, you already have a plan. You already have a plan, as in by the end of the year, or maybe by this particular month of the year, I'm going to be doing this and that. And at the end of the day, like especially after 4 years, it's almost going to be transformed to a whole new house, something that is related to the number 4, where this change actually can be at like you can reach everything that you actually have been wishing for. And also like afterwards there is going to be changing and also enhancement and improvement, but like when it comes to the hardcore of like building things and also changing things, it's gonna end way before 4 years after you're going to be in this new house of yours. So let's get some more cards. How is the home environment going to be? This one. Manipulation. Definitely, yes. There's going to be changing, and manipulation is something that you change with your own hands. And especially in here with this Magician card, with this manipulation, it's almost like your house, your new house, is gonna change you as well. And it's going to be changing your family. Everything that you do inside your house, it's almost like changes the mood of in the whole dynamics inside the house. It's almost like this place, your home, is gonna, not only you are gonna have an impact on your home, but vice versa. Like your home, the way it looks, the way it feels, it's also going to be having an impact on you. That's why you're gonna have it as a priority to actually have the best things in your house, to actually feel good, and to have beautiful energy, beautiful people that are coming and going out like from your house. And it's going to be something that you are very conscious about. So let's get some more cards. Oh, graduation. So this is a very clear message, because you see, like, this man, he's fulfilled. He's sitting on his like chair and saying, yeah, this is what I always wanted to do, and now it's finished. And now, like, it's almost like the graduation day. I have worked hard, and now everything that I have wished for is actually there. And you can see it as well with this Emperor card, like, the structure around you is exactly how you want it to be, and now you can just sit, relax, and enjoy what you have built. And this is exactly what this card is all about. It's reaping the labors of the fruits of your labor. You have worked hard, and with your own hands, I'm seeing for some of you. So you or your future spouse might be skilled, as an example, to do some work, some house improvements, or maybe some changes in the house. So you might, like yourself, with your future spouse, you might with your own hands, like, paint the house or do some kind of direct labor, so that you can change certain things about like your physical home. But it's something that is going to be giving you a big sense of achievement, because it's your own sweat that was actually that has permitted this beautiful change to occur, and this beautiful environment to be there. Okay, so let's see one more card. Let's get one more card. Okay, what's your favorite celebration day? Lots of celebrations, lots of love, lots of laughter. That was already said, but it's very much emphasized in this card. And I see that birthdays are going to be a big deal. It's almost going to be the event that you're going to be expecting for weeks. You're gonna organize things. You are a very good host, I'm hearing, and also someone that makes people feel at home, even if they are not like part of your family. You really have this very beautiful feeling that you give to people, and your home is going to be like in the same way. Like, when someone is going to be entering your home, they're gonna feel like they are very much welcomed, and there's going to be lots of beautiful celebrations and lots of time and energy that is going to be spent, so that those celebrations can be memorable, can be fun, and maybe you're gonna even maybe organize some games and some activities that you're gonna do, or maybe that your child is gonna do, like in their birthday. Or birthdays, I'm hearing, are very special, very special. So lastly, I wanted to give you one card as a general message for you, my dears. Is there anything that you would need to hear, or you would want to hear? And I wanted also to let you know that there are going to be lots of pick a card readings that I'm going to share 2 times a week, like 2 days a week. I'm sharing pick a card readings. So if you would want to join the family and also get notified when a new video is going to be shared, you can just subscribe and hit the notification button. So let's get one last card for you. Is there anything that you would need to hear? Is there a message that you would need to hear, my dear? Option number 2, please. One. Okay, wish wisely. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. So I see that after your marriage, you're already going to be having this kind of mentality that I can make everything happen in my life. It doesn't matter how much I have or what are the resources that I'm going to be having at the beginning, but I know that I'm going to be there, and I know that I'm going to be making it happen. So please adopt this mentality that you're gonna have in the future, especially after your marriage. Start thinking this way, like from this particular moment, and you might even like make things happen at this particular moment. Maybe get if you would want to buy a car, if you would want to invest in a house, if you would want to have some money aside so that afterwards a loan can be even easier for you. Start thinking about those things and start making them happen. It's not about the future. It's not about, oh, I need to meet this person or be in these circumstances or have this job so that I can actually start planning for my future and for also my everyday life, so that things can be also more fruitful for me afterwards. I see that this change is very much important for you, and you're already going to be having this kind of way of thinking in the future. So this is what I see for you, my dear option number 2. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.